It looks like the girls are back at it again, but this time the tea is a little hotter.
Welcome back to Seriously Girl Talk. We have a special episode for you for this time because we are going to be talking about Spill It Sis. And basically, we're going to be responding to our besties' DMs and emails that got sent to us. So I'm very excited for this because this is our first, Spill It.
Yeah.
And I'm actually happy that, we had some people send us some stuff and we chose this particular story because I feel like it's going to have a lot of conversation.
It is. And it's also not something that you actually, I can't say it's not something you hear all the time. It's not something I personally hear all the time.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
you want to jump into it?
Let's go.
Okay. All right. So, I'm going to read it off my phone. We're not disclosing names, so we'll just call her Bestie One, first entry. All right.
Cute.
So she said, my best friend's situationship turned into my situationship, not on purpose, I swear. Long story short, now they both hate me, and I'm just over here wondering if I should have told her the truth sooner or just stayed quiet. That's rough.
That's tough.
Yeah. That's rough. Like, my first question when I was reading this, I was thinking to myself, oh, well, she said my best friend situationship, because I'm like, what is the dynamic of the friendship, right? Like, how close do you consider this person? But she did write my best friend. So if you're considering someone your best friend, that's a good question. Like, it's a situationship. So what we know to be a situationship now is it's not official, right?
Mhm.
It's someone you kind of mess around with, friends with benefits. That's what today's interpretation of a situationship is.
Yeah.
So that means that the best friend and the person she was having a situation with, the situationship with, they were not official.
Mhm.
There was no official ground set there. So what do you think the friend's stance should have been on that?
Well, I just want to start off by saying I actually had this happen to me before.
You lying.
No, I'm so serious.
I'm sorry.
And
Crazy.
I mean, I was the best friend that the best friend took over the situationship or whatever. Like, basically, the person that submitted this, that was no.
Oh, I just
the
assumed
opposite way. The opposite way. Sorry.
your friend took over your, or got with your situationship.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
got you.
And okay, it's one thing, in my opinion, to be like, hey, I know you messed around with X, Y, and Z, and I'm kind of interested in him, and then doing it behind your back, and then you're finding out,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't appreciate being lied to, and not being told what's going on. I'd rather have someone tell me, hey, like, I like X, Y, and Z, and I know you're in a situationship, or you were in a situationship. Is it possible for me to, like, start talking to him? And I've had friends in the past who have done that, right? Where they're like, oh, I know you dated or talked to so and so. Are you okay with me talking to so and so? And I'm like, yeah, like, that's old news,
Mm-hmm.
But if that was my situationship, for the most part, it probably didn't get far. So I would have definitely been upset, because it's like we're just messing around. We didn't get to see the relationship bloom, and it just seems like you got in the way because you did it behind my back.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing is the communication part. So to focus in on her story though, because, right, like, now she ended up saying at the end that they both hate her. So she's no longer with the person that's that person in question, right?
With the guy.
With the guy, right? I'm assuming it's a guy.
Well, yeah, let's
Yeah.
gender neutral.
Yeah, so with the person that the friend had the situationship. So now, bestie one, right? She doesn't have her friendship with her best friend, and she no longer has someone she's messing around with, like, basically. So she wants to know, if she should have told her sooner or just stayed quiet. So to bestie, what I would say to you honestly is, I don't think is no sense in harping on something that happened already, right? Because like it happened. You made that decision and you kind of made your bed, you gotta lay in it kind of thing.
Yeah.
If anything, this should just be a learning experience for you and reflect, right, on like maybe how you could have approached the situation differently. Like coming from a perspective of someone that did happen to, like Katie, right? I think Katie makes a good point, because me personally, I would want that same respect, right? Communicate with me what's happening, what you're feeling. Like if you're really into this person that I'm having a situationship with, explain that to me, right? Like I'm no longer messing with them, so now you feeling them, whatever the case is, communicate. Yeah. So, and what I would say to you too, bestie one, is if you still care to have your best friend or former best friend in your life, I would say reach out, right? And kind of have a moment to be vulnerable, because in my opinion, I think you were wrong in the situation, just because it sounds like
it was hidden.
It was hidden, right? Yeah, like, but this is also an assumption that,
yeah,
right? Like, but she's saying like it didn't happen on purpose. I swear, like it kind of. I don't know if you guys were chill, whatever the case is, but there's not that much context to that statement. But I'm just assuming there was a lack of communication, that your best friend decided to cut you off.
Yeah.
So with that assumption, I'm just saying, if you care to continue having a friendship or you want her back in your life, I think it is worth it to be vulnerable to that person that you care about and explain to them, how you reflected on it, apologize and things of that nature.
And take accountability.
Yeah.
Like you did make a mistake, and in that moment, you were putting your feelings first and didn't think about the other person. I think just saying that and letting the other person know, like, you rather have the friendship than the relationship.
Right. And then also, like, she asked, should I have told her sooner or just stay quiet? So I think we addressed that part, right? Like,
yeah. I think definitely should have mentioned it sooner, even if it's like you guys link up and something happens, right? Like a kiss or whatever. I think you should have still brought that up. If you hang out with the person, I think that's fine, because at the end of the day, you're allowed to have friends and that person can be your friend. But I just think, like, if anything happened, it should have been said from the jump.
Yeah.
Or like
I feel like once you realize that you were into this person, like you had a little bit of any type of feeling, like, ooh, they fine, ooh, I like them, like that, it should have been brought up then, because then it would have avoided the snow. Yeah, because then it just escalated, right? Because then you ended up full-blown liking that they were your situationship. You blinked your eyes and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm in this. So you might as well just have mentioned it and been straight up from the beginning, because but we don't want you to feel like, we're human too. Like, people have feelings sometimes, if you're spending a lot of time with that person. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, something that came up to my head is like, but why him out of all people? Like, there's so many people in this world. Like, why choose your one friend situationship? To be honest, is what I was thinking. But I do recognize also that we're human. Sometimes our feelings, right? We can't necessarily control it. Like I said, if you're spending a lot of time with that person. So I think honesty and just transparency, accountability, is like the best.
Yeah, I also feel like we don't really have the exact details to actually say, okay, who was wrong or who was right. But from what you sent us, it seems like it's your mistake, right? Like, you could have told your friend, right? Maybe you just told her at a later time, or even like maybe they were still together and you just inserted yourself, like.
Yeah, like we're missing context. For sure. For sure.
So.
But I will say too, just to end it, I feel that everything is a learning lesson at the end of the day. So just know that if you find yourself in this situation again, in the sense of maybe liking someone that your friend is involved with, whatever the case may be, I feel like the best thing to do is just be honest and open and have communication.
I 100% agree.
So thanks for spilling the sis tea. We appreciate you, and we hope we did your situation some justice.
And if not, comment down below and let us know, because we don't have all the answers.
Right, like what would you guys have told Bestie? Like, tell her, drop it in the comments. Let Bestie know, like what do you guys think? Because we're just two perspectives. Like we said, we enjoy all perspectives. So spill the tea out.
Don't think you're done just yet. More tea is brewing. Until next time, and don't forget to spill it, sis.